Good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world of Group Trucks Asia and joint ventures. My name is Bengt-Göran Ingemar Rosqvist, but please do call me BG, and I'm the Driver Development Manager here in HQ. Welcome to the third episode of our series 5 Minutes with BG, where we tackle tips and tricks on driver development. The first topic on SIPD has been a success so far, and we see numerous comments coming in, but don't forget, we need you out there to tell us what topics you would like to see handled. So don't hesitate and send us a message or leave us a comment. And we'll make sure that one of the next episodes is dedicated to the things that you want to see. This little video clip will take just a couple of minutes, but it can save lives. So pay attention as we handle the topic driver distractions. As I said, in this episode we will talk about the driver distractions and, more importantly, how to avoid them. It is therefore vital to know which types of distractions affect you as a driver the most. When you look at the image, it seems quite harmless. Read a small text from your partner or children while you're on the road. But don't be fooled. To experience one distraction is dangerous, but when you're exposed to many distractions, that's when it gets really dangerous. So let's get into it. Let's talk about those distractions all around, shall we? When we talk about distractions, we can split them in 3 main categories. The most common one with drivers is visual distractions. Here we think about trying to read the roadmap or directions to a delivery address, looking at movies on a tablet, laptop or smartphone, locking eyes on something for too long. Next up are the manual distractions. When we think about this type of distractions, try to envision the following scenarios. You are driving an unfamiliar vehicle, searching for adjustments and controls, etc. Reaching for some snack or something else. Changing clothes whilst driving. Eating, drinking or smoking whilst driving. Let me just come back to the first one. Not too hard to imagine, is it? I cannot stress enough the importance of a good vehicle handover when delivering a new vehicle. It will tremendously limit the manual distractions. Last but not least, the cognitive distractions. In a more common phrase, not being focused on the activity of driving a UD truck at the moment. Things like thinking about problems, financial problems, etc. Getting upset with other drivers, aggressive behavior, letting your thoughts drift and miss a turn, or getting upset with your misfortune, talking on the phone even if it is on a hands-free. We have all been there, haven't we? Some activities fall under more than one of these distracted driving categories. These activities are extra dangerous, and they tend to take more attention away from your driving than distractions that fall under only one category. Texting while driving is an especially dangerous habit, as it falls under all 3 types of distracted driving. While texting, you are distracted visually as you look at the phone rather than the road and road users around you. Manually, as you are trying to type with your hands rather than holding the steering wheel. Cognitively, as you concentrate on your conversation rather than the situation unfolding in your driving environment. Here I will present you with a challenge to yourself. If you have a deck of playing cards, 52 cards, ace to king in 4 colors, shuffle them well, cut the deck once and place it on the table. Start your timer and begin to sort the deck from top to bottom in 4 neat stacks with the aces in the bottom and the king on top. When you are finished, stop your timer and write down your time. Now shuffle the deck well again, at least 10 times, cut the deck, place it on the table. This time, however, you must also count backwards from 100 whilst you sort the deck of cards. Now start the timer and the countdown and the card sorting into 4 neat stacks as before. When you are finished, stop your timer and take a note of your time. This little exercise uses up visual, manual and cognitive abilities, and you will find that the time spent will be almost double between the 2 times you sorted the cards. Driving is a task that requires your full attention. How to avoid the distractions while driving. There are several ways to avoid distractions while driving. Let us give you some tips and tricks. Stay calm. Anxiety and stress can be a big distraction. Take deep breaths and keep your focus on the road. Pull over. If for whatever reason you can't seem to keep your focus, find a safe place to pull over and take a break. Avoid pulling over on the side of a busy street or in a dark and isolated place. Keeping the peace. Driving is not the time for arguments, which can be very distracting. Save the fight for when you are in a safer setting. Use your passengers. When you are two, ask your co-driver to take care of tasks like temperature control, changing music, etc. Know your gauges and controls. This is especially important when you are driving a new truck or an unfamiliar truck. Get to know the truck's controls before you start driving. Make your adjustments before you start driving. Your mirrors, the seat, steering wheel, and stay off your phone. Mobile phone use, whether for texting or talking, is a huge distraction. Put your phone away and do not let yourself use it until you're out of your truck. There are even some smartphone apps that can keep you from getting distracted whilst driving. Check what's available in your market. Be rested and satisfied. If you are going for a long trip, make sure you have had plenty of rest, food and drink. Remember to factor meal times into your schedule so that you don't feel pressured into eating while driving to make it to your destination on time. Set up your GPS before you start driving. Use your radio presets. The most track stereos allows you to preset stations so that you only have to press one button to hear what you want. Well, this brings us to the end of the 3rd module, and I hope that it has brought you some new insights. Feel free to use this module in your training sessions, and as always, for any questions or comments, please send them to our email address as shown. It was nice to have this interaction with you all, and see you in a couple of weeks for the next module. Have a good one.